Amy Trace from Refurbished in the Middle. I'm going to go ahead and show you the gold leafing that I am going to do on this dresser. This is sort of like a little bit of, let me turn this way too so you can see it better. I did this one medallion and I'm not sure, I hope you can notice. Is it glare? Yeah, you can see a little better there. I did a line here, I did here, and I did up here, and I did some up there. So I wanted to go ahead and do one side so you could see it, and then I'll go up here to this one with you and we'll do this one. Okay, all I'm going to do, well, let me tell you too some of the stuff that I use. I just have these cheap old, hold on, let me get to the bottom of here. Gold leafing sheets. I get 100 of them for $4 somewhere. They're cheap. I don't buy no big expensive ones. One time I did, and I was doing it for a project for myself, and I had some left over, so I used it on furniture, but this is just cheap. You have to have this brush, a dry brush. You don't have to have a sanding block, but I like to keep a block because if you ever get a little bit of goo, the gilding size, you can, clean it off your brush so it won't be sticky, because you don't have time when you're laying down the leafing. You don't have time to be walking around grabbing stuff. So I keep that there. Okay, I just use a gilding size. Terry Seppielli was telling me that she uses the goo from the Shine, the tacky goo. And she said that works really good. So probably when I'm finished with this bottle, I will be using my old tacky goo too. But it's just a gilding size. And then I have a little brush, a little artist brush. And I go ahead and paint just where I want the gold leafing. Now I'm not doing a whole surface, so I'm going to use this little tiny brush and just paint where you want it. And once you get it down, it isn't going to come back up. So make sure it's remotely close to where you want it. I don't want to do this one the same as that one, but I do want to do this one different. So I'm going to do a little bit bigger. All I'm going to do is take my size and I'm going to outline some of the things that are painted. You'll have to excuse me too if you see my tongue licking around, but I get engrossed in what I do sometimes. It's that concentration. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to hit all these. I'm going to try not to take a real, we don't have to do them all, so you'll see. But you can pick and choose where you want it. And by all means too, if you want to cover up the blue, we'll cover it up because that looks good too. And then I'm going to do here. I always liked when we had the Dixie Belle Shine. I never had no trouble with it. I always enjoyed. And matter of fact, I still use it on a lot of my custom work. I got a little stockpile when they said they were going to be discontinuing it because I used it. I like it. I probably like it a little more than I like gilding leaf, but I love gilding leaf though too. I think different pieces, require a different look. And that's, so you got to have different looks, because if everything was the same look, it'd look terrible, it'd be pretty boring. Okay, let's see here. I'll do this. But I like doing this. It's just to add a little extra, it gives you a chance to, and I don't mean to be getting all melancholy, but it just lets you turn something that's not like, this is not my stamp. I did not come up with this stamp. I purchased this stamp to use on this dresser. I purchased somebody else's paint. So this is giving me even, something that I can put my own on here. And that's why I like these. I like using these extra things like this. I like the shine, and I love the leafing, and I really like a variegated leafing because that is just spectacular. And I can do another video too and show you how to do it in a broader range instead of just these little lines, how to do more solid things. Oh, I think this dress is turning out so cute. Sophie Francis is driving me crazy. She wants us in her bedroom so bad. So I don't know, do you think I should do that? I think I'm gonna do that little thing there too. Okay. And then once you get all, I may do more, but I'll do it off camera. But once I try to let my size sit for 10, 15 minutes. The minute I see where some of these, where I've gotten it pretty thick, start thinning out a little, then, you know, you can go ahead. But also, I don't want a perfect look, so I want it to be not messy, but like it was done by hand, not pristine. So, and that's another thing that this does too, because you could sit here and paint with this and think you have the straightest lines, and you'll be surprised once you put the leafing down where you went with your size. We'll go ahead and work with it, even though it hasn't sat very long. So I got my my papers, and honestly, I think I bought these off Wish. You know, that wish.com or whatever. You sort of have to watch, because sometimes you could buy it without paying shipping, and sometimes they get you for shipping. So you do have to pay a bit of attention to that. Now you have the option to, you can take, like this is just a piece I had left from over there. You can take this and cover the whole thing, and then just you have to have a dry brush. Just gently tamp it down so it'll go into the size and do its adhesive thing. And don't worry if it rips or come off, because you'll see there's a little outline where the size is. Once you get going and you've done this a little bit, you'll be able to tear off the excess and stick it somewhere else and use it. You'll just have to, for those of you who've never done it, you just are going to have to try it, and you'll get your groove really fast. Okay, now that piece just popped off, so, and it doesn't have to be a solid piece. It could be a whole bunch of broke up pieces. I was watching this one girl on the internet, and she was doing some gold leafing, and she just like tore hers off in all these little pieces and just stuck them all around, and then she flattened them out with her brush, and then she brushed them off, and it looked great. It looked the same. So you will develop, you know, your way to do it once you do it. But don't be afraid not to do it, because it really is really super easy. And it's just another way to to put another little bit of something. Now see, I got a little glue, so I'm just gonna go ahead and rub it on. And this won't hurt your blocks, and you can, you know, you'll still be able to use it to sand furniture with. That won't hurt it at all. Okay, and see what I mean? You can just, and if there's a crack, don't worry about it, because you can come back and just take one of the little scraps and throw that on there. See how I'm doing that? And it doesn't have to be a whole solid thing. It can be, try to use the most you can, because, you know, it'll go pretty far. And sometimes when you're brushing it, doing the final part of it, there'll be big pieces that you can salvage too. So, but really this stuff is pretty inexpensive if you ask me, because I've used some stuff. I've used some of this that's like, well, and it's probably not even really the most expensive, but I bought some from Amy Howard, and it was like $15 for 10 or 15 sheets. But I was doing a specific thing that I needed it. But I'm sure some of this, and if it's real gold, is mega expensive. But this old cheapy stuff here, I think it looks great. I've been real happy with it, and it's, you know, this is pennies to be doing this to, you know, something you're going to sell. So basically, that's all you do. I'm going to go over it again with this dry brush just to make sure every bit's stuck down in the adhesive or the size. And like I said, if you have any of the tacky goo, that works too. And don't worry about wrinkles or anything, because that's just part that comes along with it. So, okay, I think it's pretty well set down. Now, typically, if I wasn't trying to rush through this so I could show you all, I would just give this a minute or two to dry, but it'll be all right because I don't want to be on here all day. My bestie here, and Mary and Andrea, came over, and I ran home for lunch, and we cooked lunch, and we ate out on the front porch, and it was just like, oh, so beautiful. So, and I think I'm going to have to pick Sugar Bee up, so I'm going to get this done and go home. All right, so I use this brush. This brush, I have no idea what this is. It says Silver Antler Angle Hake. I bought 2 of these off that wish.com, and I'll tell you what, I just use it for this. I love it. Sometimes I use it to dust with too. I really like it. So all you're going to do is get your little bristle brush, have it be soft and, you know, pliable. Not pliable, but a little flexible, I mean. And then you're just going to brush it around. And sometimes you're going to have to like go in at an angle if the little bit of stuff, and see how that's picking up. See, it is. I haven't really given it a minute, but don't worry, that's a good example too. I'm gonna put some more adhesive on there right now, and we'll put, let's see, does it feel like, no, we'll put some more on there. Yeah, I have to give it a minute, so I'll give this a minute and I'll put more adhesive on that spot while you're watching. And I know I preach all the time, let your stuff dry, let your stuff dry. I'm like a broken record. Let your stuff dry. I know there's a lot of people that say, well, we don't have time, we've got to flip it. Well, if you want something that whoever's purchasing it is gonna, and it's gonna last them a lifetime, you've got to let it dry. That's all there is to it. I don't care. I don't care. You have to let it dry. You know, a lot of times I hear people talking about shooting pictures and stuff, saying that they're it's bubbled up, it's peeling off, and you know why? Because you didn't let that bottom layer get dry enough before you put your top layer on. And once you put that top layer on, there's no way for that bottom one to get dry. And you know, when I try to do mine, I know when I'm doing pieces for commission, I automatically tell people I'm going to have your piece of furniture for a month, because I like to make sure, and please, I know everybody doesn't have space like I do, so when I'm saying stuff like this, don't think I'm trying to tell you what to do. This is just what I do. So, because I'm just trying to share with you what I do. But it's been successful, and I have return customers. I have several return customers, and it just tickles me that anybody even wants to buy my stuff, but I'm very grateful for it. Okay, all right, let's try this piece and see if we've given it enough dry time. But see, that's all you're going to do is go ahead and brush off, and that middle's going to come because I didn't do the middle. See, I always say you have to sort of go in an angle like that sometimes. And I'm not worried if this is perfect, because I have started this whole thing from the beginning. You saw how I stamped it. I just went ahead and pounced it on there. I'm not looking for perfect. I'm looking for this shabby kind of old Moroccan look, you know. And I'm still going to put some more stuff on this thing. I just thought I would get on here and show you this is how I do this kind of gold leafing. And like I said, I will try to do a video when I get something that needs a whole, you know, is the whole leafing, not just what I'm doing here. And another little tip too, Most of the time when you keep brushing, that stuff in the middle will come off because it's not stuck with any adhesive. Oh, let me tell you I can tell you a couple little tips because I learned the hard way. If you're doing a big piece of this gold leafing, please do half and make sure it's completely done, and then come and do the other half. Because if you don't do that and just you say, oh, well, I'm going to go ahead and put all that on there, some stuff will fly over in it. It's almost inevitable because it'll be so open tacky. So that's one little thing. Like I did this one and made sure it was completely done and all the gold was done and off before I even put any size over here, because it always will find its way onto it for some reason. So other than that, I'm just going to keep cleaning this up. This has got a little in the middle that I'm going to just keep brushing it until it, it finally decides to let go and it'll come up. But this is turning out really cute. I'm really happy with it. This is what I had in my head. So far, it's going good. I just got to decide now what I'm going to do for the end of this. What kind of top coat or what, I don't know. So that's what I got. I hope y'all liked it and I made sense and everything. So I will try to get, the next time I have a piece of furniture, I can do the whole thing. Bye. Till the next time.